It was the 13th of January 1944, 6 months before the Normandy landings known as D-Day. The air was warm with low cloud and light rain. 24-year-old Second Lieutenant Del Harris was about to test fly a brand new B-17 known as the Flying Fortress from out of the American Air Base at Burtonwood. Burtonwood is located 2 miles northwest of Warrington in Cheshire, England, and was opened and used by the RAF from 1940, but was transferred to the United States Army Air Force in 1942. During World War II, 18,000 American servicemen were based at Burtonwood. Lieutenant Del Harris climbed into the B-17 and sat in the captain's seat. His co-pilot was a Lieutenant MacDonald. Also aboard was the chief ground engineer, 2 other servicemen, and 1 civilian who joined them for the thrill of the ride. The B-17 has 4 radial engines. It was used primarily by the United States Army Air Force in the daylight strategic bombing campaign during World War II. It could cruise at 182 miles per hour and had a top speed of 287 miles per hour. It had a service ceiling of 35,600 feet. With a bomb load of 6,000 pounds, it had a range of 2,000 miles. Its maximum gross weight, including crew, fuel and bombs and ammunition, was 30 tons. The pilots lined up the aircraft, opened the throttles and thundered down the Burtonwood runway before lifting off for a local test flight. As they climbed and headed northeast, there was much cloud beneath them. A short time later, the pilots estimated their position, so eased back on the throttles and descended through the cloud. You can only imagine the shock and horror they felt when, instead of the ground being 1,000 feet beneath them as they broke through the cloud, it was now directly in front of them. They were unable to escape their fate as the B-17 exploded into flames and almost disintegrated as it ploughed into this desolate hill farm location, smashing through dry stone walls until it came to a stop. The crash site is at Edgeworth, which is located 5 miles north of the town centre of Bolton. It was children from Crowthorn Orphanage who first discovered this terrible event and triggered the rescue of the pilot and the co-pilot. Local residents who viewed the B-17 the day after the crash reported seeing lots of blood, teeth and a severed jaw. Lieutenant MacDonald was treated for severe injuries at Bolton Royal Infirmary, which was located just outside the town centre on Chorley New Road. Lieutenant MacDonald remained disabled for the rest of his life. The other 4 on board the aircraft were killed by the impact of the crash. The pilot, Second Lieutenant Del Harris, refused to fly passengers or crew ever again. He was granted a transfer to fly single-seat P51 Mustangs and P47 Thunderbolts. During the summer of 1944, he flew 35 combat missions before being shot down over Le Mans in France. He was captured by the Germans and sent to the prisoner of war camp Stalag Luft 3, where he managed to escape his captors when on a forced march to Munich. He survived for 17 days by hiding in the woods until he made contact with an advancing US tank crew near Ingolstadt, Germany. After the war, he became a test pilot until 1950, when he left the Air Force to set up an engineering and construction business.